Welcome back, and this is the texturing part of the cereal box. So we're in Photoshop, doesn't matter what version, and we're going to basically I imported the UV map we saved out from Maya, and it comes in as black and white wireframe. And I went ahead and brought this basically just a unfolded version of a cereal box, so you should have that file as well. Again, this is just an exercise, so don't worry about having to have to create something from scratch. We're just going to take this and dump it on into this file. We'll keep this open. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and fill the area with white. I'm going to go ahead and double click on this and create this as a layer. And I'm going to create another layer on top of it. And we're going to go ahead and fill this with white. So whenever you do texturing, whatever color is the most prominent, that's what you want to go with, and we have white as a prominent color. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this up, and we're going to go ahead and turn the opacity down to about 50%, around that area. And we're going to also turn down the opacity of the texture of the cereal so we can overlay it properly. So I'm going to go into edit, and we're going to do free transform. I'm going to hold down the shift key when I pull this out. Okay. Kind of get it the basic size. And see if I can get it close. Okay. Hit enter, and basically all we're going to do now is just going to basically line things up as close as we can. It's not going to fit perfectly, and that's okay. We're going to do a piece at a time. So if I line up the front of the box first, and zoom in a little bit, let's take a look, and we're going to maybe bring that opacity down a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's see what's fitting and what's not. Okay, looks like this is a little bit larger than it should be, so I'm going to go ahead and do another free transform, and we're going to bring this up so we'll fit in there. There we go. And bring this in a little bit. Now we're going to have a seam on this side, so we want to just barely get in there with it. Okay, that looks pretty good. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break this apart and just kind of color out what I don't want. I'm just going to concentrate on the very front panel and just worry about that. So if I need to move it around, I can. So I'm just going to worry about the front panel. There we go. We're not going to be able to get it exactly, but we'll get it pretty close. I'm going to go in here and do another freeze transform, pull that in a little bit, and move that over. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And what we're going to do now is kind of look at where the seams are here, and they're pretty obvious. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to stop the video. This takes some time, so I'm going to stop the video and then come back and show you what I've accomplished. Okay, we're back, and I went ahead and broke every piece up and in about 6 pieces. And once I broke them up, I went ahead and did a transform so they fit within the UV texture space. As you can see, I matched everything up, and now I've got a full image and a texture that fits within my UV map. I need to take my white background, pull that back all the way up to white. So if we have any black areas, we need to fix those. So again, if we have any edges or pieces that are don't look quite right, we need to take and fix these pieces. So I'll need to fix that piece right here. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and save this out. You want to save it out as a PSD first. So I'm going to go ahead and type in color. And then I want to save it as a Targa. I want to go ahead and flatten the layers though. Flatten image. And go in here and file, save as, and go into Targa. And save it as a Targa. We want to go 24 bits. And also want to save it as a JPEG. And save that as well. The reason why I'm saving so many formats is that with the PSD I can go back and fix it if I need to make changes, if I've made some mistakes, and that does happen, of course. I'm going to go ahead and fix this little piece here best I can. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and save that out as a color TGA. I'll go ahead and save over top of that. And a JPEG. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into Maya. And we're going to load that texture in. So I'm going to close this. And I'm going to go ahead in here and add a blend. So I'm right clicking over the object. I'm going to assign new material. I'm going to click on blend. And the new blend, I'm going to go ahead and edit delete by type history. And here's my blend. I'm in the attribute editor, and so now I'm going to go into type in serial texture TX. I always want to name my material nodes. And what we're going to do here is we're going to turn up the diffuse all the way up. I'm going to turn down translucence depth down to 0 and focus down to 0. We want to keep the box probably at around 0.35. Since this is paper, specular roll-off will be diminished quite a bit. I'll do a 0.5 on that. Oh, 0.05 I should say, 0.05. And specular color. And reflectivity, we're going to do 0.02. Specular roll-off, 0.05. Okay. That looks pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and go into the color. I'm going to go ahead and add the map to it that we just created. So let's go 2D textures and then file. The filter type quadratic, we're going to turn that off. We don't want any filters on there. And now we're going to click on the... Looks like that's the source images. I don't think that's going to match up. That's not really our texture file. So I'm going to go in here and cancel that. And I need to get my map in the right folder. So I'm going to go into Serial Box, and it's trying to pull from here, so I think I have it in here. So I'm going to take a JPEG, these two, copy, and let's go back one and go into source images and paste. There we go. So now it should pull correctly from the right file. And here we go. And there it is. So let's do JPEG. It is compressed. Let's see how we like it. And if nothing happens, then hit the 6 key. And that should come out. There we go. It looks pretty good. I'm looking for little areas where the seams may have gotten us, but I think it looks pretty good. Okay, there's our Serial Box all textured, and the underlying map underneath. Looks pretty good. Let's go into the UV texture window again and just take a look at that, see how it looks. So you can see that once I apply the texture, zoom in a little bit, you can see that we've got excuse me, our texture in here, and I can click on this here to see the UVs a little bit better, so you can see where things are at, since that's a white background. And we can click on and off of the texture by selecting that, and that kind of tells us where things are at. We can get rid of the white background, so there's some things we can do here to kind of see what's happening. You can turn off border edges, on border edges. So when I turn on border edges, you can kind of see where the border edges are. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that, and the next video we'll go over rendering.